It's not every day that a pitcher gets on a roll like Mookie did in the early 2024 season. In the game of men's modified pitch softball, low-scoring games are hard to come by. Major League Baseball pitching great Don Drysdale threw 6 consecutive shutouts in 1968, while Orel Hershiser tossed 59 consecutive scoreless innings during the 1988 season. This video relives the amazing streak Mookie was able to get on in May of 2024. Obviously, you can't compare what Mookie did against other weekend warriors, but it sure was an exciting ride for him and his teammates. It all started on Sunday, May 2nd. Mookie's Maulers put up a 4-spot in the bottom of the first inning. Then in the second and third, pitcher Mike DiPaola got into a bind, giving up 2 hits, 5 walks, and a hit batter. As a result, an early 4-0 lead turned into a 5-4 deficit. Mike then handed the ball to Mookie to put out the fire. Little did he or his Maulers teammates know that it was just the beginning of something very special. With the bases loaded and 1 out, Mookie allowed a sacrifice fly to the first batter. Then on a 3-2 pitch induces an inning-ending pop up to shortstop Dave Behrens, and the scoreless streak begins. In the top of the 4th, the first batter Mike Arado grounds a single through the 5.5 hole. The next hitter Logan Perez grounds into a 4-6 fielder's choice, leaving a man on first with 1 out. The next batter Ryan Manzi then rips a ball up the middle for the second hit of the inning, and the Rangers now have runners on first and second with only 1 out. The next batter then wastes no time hitting a fly ball on the first pitch. It's caught by Joey DiPaola in center, but the offline throw is to third and both runners advance.
Come on, Mike. Base set, Mike.
Mookie then overpowers the next batter, inducing a pop-up to second base, stranding runners on second and third to end the threat.
No runs, right? No runs, no runs!
Then the Maulers went to work in the bottom of the 4th. Right center fielder Joe Maudy led off with floating a single to center field.
Okay.
After a pop-out to second base by Hunter Lorena, Doug Palomar dunks one over the second baseman for a hit, and the Maulers have first and second with 1 out. Then catcher Louis Crespo dunks one in of his own, and the Maulers are in business with the bases loaded and 1 out. Then shortstop Dave Behrens drives in a run on a soft grounder that went 5-4, tying up the game up at 5-5. Then Mike DiPaola singles in another run, and the Maulers take the lead 6-5.
Hey, where the post is? Hey, hit it off, baby. Let's play good. Up. Yeah, trouble.
Then Mookie hits a soft liner to right field that's dropped for an error, and 2 more runs score, making it an 8-5 lead. Then Maulers' third baseman Tommy Candela hits a routine ground ball to third, but the ball goes right through the glove of the Rangers' first baseman Kenny Jordan, and another run trots home, making the score 9-5. Then Joey DiPaola hits one to the identical spot at third base. This time the play is clean, which ends the Maulers' 5-run 4th. Moving to the top of the 5th, Rangers pitcher Russ Winters leads off with a single to left, before Lou Domenico grounds into a tailor-made 6-4-3 double play.
There you go!
Then Rangers first baseman Kenny Jordan floats one to second, and the Rangers are done in the 5th. Here Mookie can be seen warming up after the Maulers went down 1-2-3 in the home 5th. The first batter Joey Mafia grounds out to first base.
go. Fucking ball hog.
Then Matt Ritter flies out to left center before Joe Saccone ends the game grounding out to short.
Good scoop. That's a good grab over there.
So here we go as Mookie threw 3 2/3 scoreless. Let the streak begin.
Okay, game number 13. Against Misfits.
As Mookie walks out to take the mound, he had no idea what was about to transpire over the next 2 weeks. The Misfits' first batter dunks one over shortstop for a leadoff base hit. The second batter then flies out to Andy Garcia in right for the first out of the game. The number 3 hitter then grounds to short, but instead of taking the sure out at first, Luis Velasquez tries to get the lead runner, but the throw goes awry and the Misfits have runners on first and second with 1 out. Then former Mauler Jordan Barron pops one up to first base for the second out.
Do that.
Then Mookie issues a walk to Anthony Roche to load the bases. Bill Murawski then grounds out to shortstop and the Misfits leave the bases loaded without scoring. Now it's time for the Maulers to go to work. It begins with leadoff man Jan Hernandez drawing a walk. Then shortstop Luis Velasquez singles and the Maulers have 2 on for their captain Mookie Kasoy. Mookie then promptly ropes one to center field for a base hit, driving in the game's first run. Then Tommy Candela lofts a fly ball to right and the sacrifice fly drives in the Maulers' second run of the game. Then Dom Casella lines an RBI base hit to left to make it 3-0 Maulers. Then Phil Head drives one to left center that eludes the left center fielder and the Maulers have 2 men on with only 1 out.
Alright, we're back for one. Got it out of my system. Sorry guys, sorry, that's on me. My bad.
Next, Andy Garcia hits a soft liner to right that is dropped by the Misfits' right fielder and the bases are now loaded for Duncan Scher. Duncan then singles to left center, driving home 2 more runs, making it 5-0 Maulers. The second out of the inning is then recorded when Joe Maude pops out to the catcher. But the Maulers are not quite done yet. Catcher Lou Crespo lines a run-scoring single to right and it's now 6-0. After turning the lineup over, Jan Hernandez walks for the second time in the inning before Luis Velasquez singles home 2 more to make it 8-0 Maulers. Then after Mookie Kasoy turns on one that hooks just foul, he promptly singles up the middle, driving home the 9th run of the inning. Then newcomer Luis Velasquez tries to advance to third after the catcher throws the ball away. Unfortunately, the rules state you cannot advance on this type of play and the Maulers' 9-run first inning comes to an end. Then after that very long bottom of the first, Mookie gets back to work. The first batter grounds out 5-3. The second hitter then pops one up to second base for the second out. Then after an easy 4-3 ground out, the Maulers quickly come back to bat in the home second. Then Tommy Candela skies one to left center field for out number 1.
Catch. All right, Austin, there you go.
Here you go, Don. That's over.
First baseman Dom Casella then rips a double over the center fielder's head.
I got it.
Then second baseman Phil Heck skies one to center as Dom tags and moves over to third on the play. Then Andy Garcia pops one up on the infield that no one wants to catch. It scored a base hit and the Maulers take a 10-0 lead. The inning ends when Duncan shared grounds out 6-4 and we now move to the top of the third. The inning moves along quickly as the first two batters ground out 6-3. The second one included a nice pick at first by Dom. Then Bill Morowski Jr. flies out to left and Mookie has his second 1-2-3 inning. The top of the third begins with a bloop double down the left field line by right center fielder Joe Maude. Then catcher Louis Crespo lines a single to right and the Maulers have runners at first and third with nobody out. Jan Hernandez then grounds one to third and it's bobbled by Jordan Barron before an offline throw home plates the first runner of the inning. Luis Velasquez then bounces one to third and it's clanked by Jordan for his second error of the frame and the Maulers now have the bases loaded with nobody out and Mookie stepping to the plate. Mookie then promptly grounds into a 6-4-3 double play as the runner at third scores. Then the wheels come off for the Misfits pitcher Anthony Roche as he walks 4 consecutive batters. The 4-run inning ends when Duncan share grounds to third and Jordan Barron picks this one cleanly, tossing to second base for the inning's final out.
14, Rich. Yep.
Mookie then goes out to toss his warm-up pitches in hopes of closing out the shutout.
I told him, yeah. Coming down.
The inning begins with a strange play. A bouncer up the middle deflects off Mookie's glove, rolls to short, and is then thrown away at first. The runner then takes off to advance to second base. But wait, the batter is called out, because he slid into first base, which is against league rules, and the play is scored a 1-6-3 out at first base. It seems nothing is going right for this Misfits team. The next batter then draws a walk before DJ hits a routine fly ball to left center field for the second out of the inning. Then Jordan grounds out 6-4, ending the game. So, the Maulers defeat the Misfits by a final of 14-0. Mookie allowed just one hit in this 4-inning Mercy Rule game. That hit was a soft single over the shortstop's head to lead off the game. Mookie already has a no-hitter to his name from 2022, but this was his first one-hitter. Let's see if he can keep the streak alive in the nightcap of this split doubleheader. The next stop is against Children of the Corn. Jan Hernandez gets the maulers started with a single back up the middle. Then Luis Velasquez rips one to center that is run down and caught for out number 1. Then Mookie lines one up the middle for a base hit, and the maulers have 2 runners on for cleanup hitter Tommy Candela. Then it looks like Children of the Corn have found a way out of the inning when Tommy rolls one to third for the second out. But then Dom Casella rips a run-scoring double over the third base bag, and the maulers are on the board 1-0. Then Maulers' second baseman Phil Heck takes matters into his own hands and parks one over the left center field fence for a 3-run home run, and the maulers have put up a 4 spot in the opening frame.
There it is, Andy!
Then right fielder Andy Garcia bounces a single through the infield before Joe Maudy lines out to center to end the top of the first inning, and the maulers have a 4 spot to lead off the game. As we move to the bottom of the first, COC's leadoff hitter strokes a clean single to left. Then Joe Melich bounces an infield hit to short, and COC have runners on first and second with nobody out. Then COC's number 3 hitter skies one to center for the first out of. Then cleanup hitter Anthony Angarano pops up to shortstop Luis Velasquez for out number 2. The next hitter grounds one that Phil Heck can't backhand at second that scored an E4. This loads the bases with 2 out, and the streak is 1 hit, walk, or error from being over. Mookie then signals for his outfield to take a few steps in to prevent any bloop hits. Then he makes a nice pick on the 1-hop comebacker, and COC leaves them loaded, and the streak is still intact. That was a close call now, wasn't it? Moving to the top of the second, catcher Louis Crespo flies out to right center for out number 1. Then Bill Murawski Jr. draws a walk.
There you go.
Then Jan Hernandez grounds a base hit past shortstop, and the maulers have 2 on with 1 out. Then Luis Velasquez banks one off the pitcher Duncan Scher for an infield hit. Duncan then throws the ball away as Bill Jr. scampers home to score.
5.
Then Mookie drives a bases clearing triple to right center field, and it's 7-0 Maulers. Here it is again from the center field camera. Then Tommy Candela reaches on an error at shortstop, and another run scores, making it 8-0. Dom Casella then rips a single to left, and it looks like the Maulers aren't quite done yet. But then Phil Heck grounds one to third before Andy Garcia lines out to center to end the inning.
Trouble.
Leading off the bottom of the second, Joe Layton bounces one toward third as the slow motion replay shows the ball may have been fair.
3-1.
In any event, Joe then reaches on a walk to start the inning. It's a moot point, however, as Mookie entices the next batter to hit into a 6-4-3 double play, with a nice pick at first base by Dom Casella, and there are now 2 out and nobody on. Then Tommy Candela makes a nice scoop and throw to first, retiring Duncan Scher for the 3rd out. Joe Maude leads things off for the Maulers in the top of the 3rd by lofting a double into shallow left field. Then catcher Lou Crespo lofts one of his own over first base for a base hit, putting runners on the corners with nobody out. Bill Mazerovsky Jr. then singles to left, driving home Joe Maude for the first run of the inning. The lead runner then goes to third as Bill Jr. follows the play when the ball is thrown to shortstop instead of second base. Leadoff hitter Jan Hernandez then strokes a sacrifice fly to center, driving home the second run of the inning. Luis Velasquez then hits a ground ball single up the middle as Bill Jr. races home with another run for the Maulers.
He's coming right back.
Mookie then rips a single to right center field, driving in the 4th run of the inning.
Let it be, kid. Pushing 60, still hits like that.
Push.
That's right, guys. Mookie just turned 60 this year.
What a rip.
Tommy Candela then rips one to third, which is knocked down, but there's no play on Tommy at first, and it scored an infield goal. Then Dom Casella rips another one to the same spot. This time it's picked nicely and is scored a 5 unassisted.
2 out. 2 out.
Then second baseman Phil Heck lines out to left for the final out of the inning, and it's now 12-0 Maulers. As COC comes off the field, Mookie jokes with the third baseman about the rocket to third earlier in the inning. The home third begins with a bloop single over short for a base hit. The next batter then hits into a 6-4-3 double play, and there are now 2 out and nobody on. Then, speedster Joe Melledge beats one into the ground for a swinging bunt base hit. Then the next batter bounces one to third, where the Maulers' Tommy Candela makes a nice play, getting the lead runner at second for the force out, and so far so good. Then Andy Garcia hits a long fly ball to center that is run down for out number 1. Then a close one by Joe Maude, that's called foul. Looks like a good call by the man in blue. Joe then serves one into center field for a single. Catcher Lou Crespo then hits a soft one to second for the second out of the inning. No Louie, the bat's not broken. Then with his blazing speed, Bill Jr. beats out an infield hit. Jan Hernandez then drills one to the right center field fence for a triple, driving in 2 more for the Maulers, and it's now 14-0. Luis Velasquez then grounds out 6-3 and the Maulers take the field to try and wrap up the game. The always dangerous Anthony Angarano leads off by smoking one past Mookie's right ear for a leadoff base hit. The next batter taps one slowly to second, but first baseman Dom Casella can't find the white bag and the runner is safe. Then a single to left and the streak is in serious jeopardy. COC now has the bases loaded with no one out. Then after Joe Layton runs the count to 3-0, Mookie throws a strike before Joe fouls back the 3-1 pitch. Then with the count full, Mookie pulls the string on him, and Joe is struck out.
One out.
Mookie gets the next batter to hit into a game-ending 5-3 double play. Incredibly. And after having the bases loaded with nobody out and a 3-ball no strike count, the streak is very much still alive and well. The next stop in Mookie's quest for immortality is with CardSmart. Mookie played with Richie Aiello's squad for 6 years between 2015 and 2020. Let's see if he can continue this streak against a team that has been averaging almost 8 runs per game. The first batter, Manny, leads off by lining out to center field for out number 1. The next batter then grounds a single up the middle for the first hit of the game for CardSmart. The number 3 hitter then pops up to shortstop for the second out. Now it's time for the cleanup batter, Taco, to give it a try against Mookie. Mookie then throws one past him for strike 3 to end the top of the first. In the home first, leadoff man Jan Hernandez draws a walk. Then Luis Velasquez hits a soft humpback liner to second for the first out. Then after CardSmart's captain Richie Aiello shouts out the scouting report on Mookie to his team, Mookie then checks his swing, but the umpire somehow calls it a swinging strike. Looks pretty obvious, don't you think? Then Mookie rolls one to second where CardSmart gets the lead runner, but the relay is wide and Mookie beats the wrap at first. The next batter is Mahler's third baseman Tommy Candela, who pops one up, but CardSmart's catcher Mike Frobisilo gets no help from his team, and the ball lands foul. It was an important play in the game as this would have been the third out of the inning. Tommy then takes advantage of this mistake by reaching out and stroking a 2-out RBI single to left off Mario, and the Maulers jump out to a 1-0 lead. Shortstop Mike DePaula then wastes no time lining the next pitch between first and second for a base hit. Then first baseman Dom Casella singles up the middle, driving in the second run of the inning. Then new addition Brian McFadden lines a single to center, driving in another run. Hunter Lorena then promptly singles over the third base bag, driving in the fourth run of the inning. Right center fielder Joe Mauti then hits one back through the box, which caroms off the pitcher's leg for an infield hit. Marco finally gets out of the inning with a strikeout of Bill Mazerovski Jr., but not before 4 runs score after the pop-up by Tommy Candela that wasn't caught. Talk about good luck for this Maulers team.
2 balls, 2 strikes.
The top of the second begins with a clean single between first and second by CardSmart's catcher Mike Frobisilla. The next batter hits a slow roller to Mookie's right that he pounces on, spins, and fires to get the lead runner at second. That's a really nice play there, Mookie. The inning comes to a speedy ending when the next batter grounds into a 4-6-3 double play. The first batter is Andy Garcia, who pops out to second base for out number 1. Then leadoff man Jan Hernandez ropes a single over second base for a base hit.
Yeah! It's over! Go, go, go!
Then second baseman Luis Velasquez drives one to right center field that rolls into the parking lot for a home run. After taking a high and in fastball, Mookie pops one up to shallow center field, but the CardSmart second baseman makes a great over-the-shoulder catch for the second out of the inning. Then after Tommy Candela gets hit by a pitch, Mike DePaula pops up to shortstop to end the inning. The Maulers tack on 2 more runs, making it a 6-0 game.
Not 2, 6 in total, right?
Moving to the top of the third, CardSmart's first baseman Fred Schweighardt pops up to shortstop for the first out of the inning. Mookie then issues a free pass to the next batter. That's 4 balls, young man. You can take your base now. Then Lou Avila smashes a double to left center field that rolls under the corral for a 2-base hit, and the streak is in trouble yet again as CardSmart now has runners on second and third with only 1 out. Next up is Mookie's former captain, Richie Aiello. Let's see if Mookie can pitch out of this one.
I won!
After busting him inside with 2 fastballs, he goes away with a changeup that induces a pop-up to short for the second out of the inning. Mookie then escapes again without anyone scoring when Joe Mauti comes flying in to make a diving grab of this pop-up to shallow center field.
Pay him the big money.
Dom Casella starts off the bottom of the third with a long high fly out to center field. Then Marco strikes out Brian McFadden for the second out of the inning. Then catcher Hunter Lorena pops out to first and CardSmart has its first 1-2-3 inning. The fourth starts off with a fly ball out to right field. The next batter then crushes one to left and it looks like the streak is over. But wait, not so fast. Now that's worth taking another look at. Wow! Mookie's really living right when teammates like Brian McFadden are making plays like this one behind him. The inning ends when cleanup hitter Taco grounds out third to first, and a scary fourth inning ends with the streak still alive and going as strong as ever. Even the umpires are aware of the streak and talking about it. The home fifth gets started with a clean ground single up the middle by Joe Maudy. Bill Mazerovsky Jr. then bunts his way on, and the Maulers have 2 on with nobody out. Andy Garcia then hits into some hard luck by lacing a rocket to second base for the first out of the inning. Then Jan Hernandez crushes one to left for a 3-run home run, and the Maulers now lead 9-0. Luis Velasquez then grounds out to second base before it's Mookie's turn. Mookie then puts a charge into one, lining it to left center field. Is it going to be another triple on the year for Mookie? As both umpires look at each other for the call, the home plate umpire finally takes charge and calls Mookie out at third. The slow-motion replay shows that Mookie got his foot in before the tag was applied, but with no replay system, he's called out and the inning ends. Now it's time to take care of business as Mookie takes his warm-up pitches in his quest for his third straight shutout. The first batter, Mike Frobisilo, lines out to right center field. The next batter then flies out to nearly the same spot. Mookie then induces the next batter to hit a pop-up behind the mound, where he ranges back to snag it for the final out of the inning. The bottom of the fifth opens up with a pop fly single by Tommy Candela. Then Michael DePaula places one nicely between first and second base, and the Maulers have the winning run at second base with nobody out. Then after a strikeout of Dom Casella, the defensive hero of the game, Brian McFadden steps up to the plate. Brian then lines a single to center as Luis Velasquez races home with the 10th run, as the Maulers are victorious on a 5-inning 10-run Mercy Rule win.
Hey, walk-off on your first game.
So, Mookie has now pitched 16 2/3 scoreless innings over 4 separate games. There appears to be no stopping him and his Maulers teammates, as they have won 9 straight games in the weeknight division. Stay tuned as it appears there is more to come. Oh, and don't forget that souvenir ball, Mookie.
9-0 weeknights.
Now that Mookie has won 3 straight shutouts, it's back to the misfits. Let's see if the streak continues. Jan Hernandez leads off the game with a walk. A swinging bunt by Joey DePaula then puts runners on first and second with no outs.
What a rip, okay! Where be, Florida?
Then Mookie singles up the middle to load up the bases for Tommy Candela.
What a rip, kid!
Tommy then smokes a double to left, just out of the reach of the Misfits left fielder. This drives in the first 2 runs of the game for the Maulers. Then Dom Casella skies a double over everyone's head to left center field, and the Maulers jump out to a quick 4-0 lead. Next up, Brian McFadden pokes a short hustling double in front of the right fielder, as another run trots home. Emergency shortstop Phil Heck then draws a walk, putting runners on first and second as there is still nobody out.
Good catch, Phil.
Then after Andy Garcia flies out to right, Lou Avila grounds a single through the infield, driving home the 6th run of the inning. Right fielder John Moran then bloops a single to center, driving in a 7th run for the Maulers. Then after Joe Mauti pops out to left, leadoff man Jan Hernandez ropes a single to center, but pinch runner Andy Garcia is thrown out at home plate to end the 7-run top of the first. Now it's time for Mookie to get to work. There's a lot riding on this start, as he has already logged 16 2/3 scoreless innings, which includes 3 consecutive shutouts. Can he make it 4 shutouts in a row? The first batter, Austin Deaver, grounds weakly back to the mound for out number 1. Mookie then appears unhappy with himself after walking the second batter of the game. But then Jordan Barron pops out to second base for out number 2. Misfits cleanup hitter Anthony Roche then grounds a ball up the middle, and emergency shortstop Phil Heck lays out and flips to second baseman Joe Mauti for the inning-ending play.
Wow! Wow, wow, wow!
Now that's worth taking another look.
Nice.
Good boy, Phil. Oh, good swing. I like it. I like it.
Leading off the second, Joey DePaula lines a single to center. Then Mookie bloops a single over second base, and the Maulers are in business again in the second with 2 on and nobody out. Then Tommy Candela, who's nursing a sore hamstring, bloops one into short right for another single, and the Maulers have the bases loaded with no one out. Dom Casella then lofts a sacrifice fly to right, and the Maulers are on the board in the second inning. Brian McFadden then grounds into a 3-6 fielder's choice, which scores another run for the Maulers to make it 9-0. Then emergency shortstop Phil Heck singles as Brian uses his blazing speed to go first to third on the play. The inning then ends when Andy Garcia pops out to shallow center, and it's now 9-0 Maulers. The Misfits' first batter in the bottom of the second hits a slow roller to second for a 4-3 groundout. Then Bill Murawski Sr. flies out to center. Then a short flyout to left center fielder Jan Hernandez, and the Misfits go 1-2-3 in the home second. Lou Avila singles to begin the third for the Maulers. But then right fielder John Moran hits into some hard luck, lining out to first as the runner is doubled off. Joe Mauti then flies out to right and the inning comes to a quick ending. Moving to the bottom of the third, the first batter pops up to second base. The next hitter, Justin Berlitz, then strokes a clean single to left. Then Bill Morowski Jr. rolls one to third, and second baseman Joe Mauti makes a great play, ensuring the force out at second. Mookie then signals for his outfielders to come in as the next batter. The Misfits team captain Bart Palomaro doesn't have much power. But apparently they didn't come in quite enough as Bart lobs a single over short and the Misfits now have two runners on. Then leadoff hitter Austin Deaver grounds out 6-4, ending the Misfits' threat. Jan Hernandez begins the Maulers' fourth by lacing a ground rule double over the left fielder. Then Joey DePaula trades places with Jan, lining his own ground rule double to left. Then it's fireworks time for the Maulers. First, it's Mookie who crushes a bomb to right center field.
Yeah!
You can really sense the frustration with this Misfits team. Here it is again. Walk-up music and all.
Ladies and gentlemen, now stepping up to home plate, the captain of the Maulers, the man who drops all those bombs on the opposition, number 6, Mookie Kasoy. Baby.
Back to the action. Tommy Candela pops out to Jordan Barron at third base. Then Dom Casella launches a fireworks bomb of his own.
Fuck me.
Followed by another one by left fielder Brian McFadden. Then Phil Heck takes a shot at Geic Park's short porch in left field but comes up a little short. Andy Garcia then bounces one through the infield for a base hit.
He's on the board!
First baseman Lou Avila then rolls one to short to end the inning, and it's time for Mookie to seal the deal on a potential fourth straight shutout.
I'm looking to get to Drysdale. 2 more after this. Drysdale and Hirschheimer.
I want text Mookie's hair up. I want you to go text him. I think he's reaching back there for something.
The number 2 hitter flies out to left for the first out of the inning. Then former mauler Jordan Barron lines out to center, and Mookie is just 1 out away. Anthony Roche then lines out to center, and the ball game is over. Mookie is now sailing in uncharted waters. He now has pitched 4 consecutive shutouts. That's right. Count 'em. 4 consecutive shutouts. There's no telling what's going to happen next.
Don't forget to click subscribe. Oh yeah. No, it's unlike Keith Hernandez. It's your memory back. Yeah, you like that? You saw me, right? Yeah, I saw you.
Next stop, Veterans Park in Old Bridge, New Jersey, where Mookie and his maulers will take on a hard-hitting Get M next year team. The leadoff batter Pete Muniz draws a walk, and Mookie isn't happy one bit with the call. Then a bloop over second base by Frank Granado, and there's runners on first and second with nobody out.
Phil, gotta be you, Phil.
Then the number 3 hitter Kevin Cole pops up to short, and now there's runners on first and second with 1 out. Mookie looks like he's totally pumped. Almost like a caged animal. He then pours in a first pitch fastball for strike 1.
Bye! There you go, Cheech. Good ball, Cheech.
This video has been sponsored by Certified Mold Removal Incorporated. When mold strikes, you have a company you can trust to call. With 3 decades of mold inspection, testing and remediation experience, Certified Mold Removal Incorporated is the company to call. Serving the entire tri-state area including all of New Jersey, Eastern Pennsylvania, Staten Island and Westchester County, New York, and Fairfield County, Connecticut since 1995. Perhaps you are buying or selling a home, or a loved one in your home is getting sick. Call Certified Mold Removal Incorporated now and we can have a certified licensed mold inspector at your home with same-day service. He will evaluate your entire home for mold, locating the source of your problem, and take air testing to determine the proper steps for your unique mold removal project. These tests are then sent overnight to an independent, third-party laboratory where the scientists then evaluate the samples and send back the report. Then our company Certified Mold Removal Incorporated will write a complete mold remediation protocol for you. It will be based on our visual inspection and the laboratory testing results. This mold removal plan will include everything, including correcting any airborne issues in your home or office, and repairing any damaged sheetrocked walls. We can then begin your project the very next day if you like. Just check out our qualifications and the multitude of certifications our inspection, testing, and remediation professionals have obtained over the years. With our extensive qualifications and all of our years of experience, you will know you have chosen the right company to handle your mold inspection, testing, and remediation needs. With over 5,000 successful mold removal projects completed, you will know you have called the right company. So join our happy family of clients now and call Certified Mold Removal Inc. today. Operators are standing by.